Brittany, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
I'm spectacular. Give us your title. What is your role at the football program and the community college?
My official title is Athletic Instructional Advisor, but I think that might be the worst title ever.
How would you describe your day?
Oh, goodness. My day, I get here, and usually when I get here, I have at least one or two athletes kind of waiting on me outside my office door. Really from 8 a.m. until the guys go to practice, which is around 3. I'm in here, and either they're hanging out in between classes and we're just having normal conversation, which you saw a lot of on the documentary, or they're in here actually we're pounding out actual assignments, work. I'm giving them a to-do list, asking them to log on to their account so we can see kind of what they have due for the week, what their grades are. I'm talking to teachers pretty constantly, just getting an update, making sure that they're in class, that they're handling their business. Walking around the hallways, actually poking my head in to just see for my own eyes what's going on. Pretty much from 8 to 3, I'm running around just putting out fires.
I notice this with a lot of these kids, and it didn't just happen when they got to this community college. Somebody had to say it's okay, you don't have to put in the time, you can skip class. And you see this with kids, that there's an entitlement there, that they're star athletes, and you're trying to break that system. How hard is that to do, to say, no, you have to be accountable here?
It's tough. And, someone told me one time when I first started in this business that you can't change in 4 years or 2 years what they've been doing for 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is a very wise, mantra to live by. So I try not to take it personally, and I try to take it one day at a time and like one goal at a time. Because when you're trying to change 18 years of kind of bad habits or entitlement, it's not going to happen overnight, and it may not happen in 2 years. So I just try to let's put out the small fires and do what we can do, and maybe we'll get there is kind of my process. It is tough, and I think that a lot of times too in smaller towns, and especially in rural Mississippi or some of these more rural areas, these towns, they may have one star athlete every 5-10 years, if that. And so when they have one, that entitlement, even though they're living in a small area, and that entitlement is greater because all of that whole town is riding on this one player getting out and kind of making a name for that town. And so no one wants to be the person that prohibits that from happening. So the entitlement is just by the time they get here, they think that the rules just don't apply. And when I stand up in a team meeting and say, you have to go to class, you have to sit on the front row, you have to have a pencil, I've learned that half of the people in the room are thinking that I'm talking to everyone except them.
Well, even when they come in and your office and they got their headphones on, and then you'll tell them, take the headphones off, and then you go, you got a pencil? Where's your pencil? Like, they don't even have pencils to go to class.
Yeah, and I think I've had several people say that to me, and I think we're oversimplifying even them having a pencil. A lot of times these guys get here and they're riding a Greyhound bus from wherever they're from, and they get here in June and they're not leaving to go home again until December. And they show up with a backpack, and that's it. And in that backpack is a couple of changes of clothes, a toothbrush, and that's it. And, I was fortunate enough as a college student to show up at my college with a dadgum U-Haul, and then I had everything that I needed. My parents took me school supply shopping, and I was prepared and ready for my first day of classes. But that is not the norm, I don't think, for college students today. And a lot of our guys do show up with literally nothing. They're the first person in their family that's gone to college. So even if their parents wanted to provide them with the resources and things that they needed, they may not even know what that is, what that looks like. And we're also in Scuba, Mississippi, which is 40 miles from the nearest Walmart. These guys don't have cars. So, even the process of showing up with a notebook and dividers and paper and a pencil, it's complicated because no one's taking them school supply shopping, and they're 40 miles away from a Walmart with no car. So even that, I feel like I'm not passing judgment. Do you have a pencil? If you don't have a pencil, here's a pencil.
Yeah.
And it's not going to help them for me to go into it with a pretentious attitude of, why the heck do you not have a pencil?
She's Brittany Wagner, Last Chance U on Netflix, East Mississippi Community College. Is this being filmed right now, this interview on your end?
It is.
Mm-hmm. Do we need to make good TV here, Brittany?
No.
Okay.
We're good.
What is the reaction, though? I thought you were the star. As soon as I saw you on screen, your presence, you care, the emotion, everything about it. I was like, you have no idea probably how this has resonated around the country. Do you know now?
A little bit. I'm figuring it out. I had no idea going into this. To be honest with you, I didn't even know if I would even make the cut to be in the show. I mean, they filmed so much, and this was a football documentary, and they are so much footage, and I didn't know. I mean, they're very tight-lipped on the editing process and the post-production process. So in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, every single thing I did could end up on the cutting room floor. And it wasn't until the trailer came out that I kind of realized, okay, I'm probably going to be in this a little bit. And, now, yes, I mean, my Twitter has exploded and Instagram followers have exploded, and I'm getting tons of emails from people all over the world saying good job or that I've inspired them. And I mean, it's totally overwhelming. I don't see myself as some superstar. I'm just me, and I was doing this job the way that I did it before TV cameras ever showed up. It just so happens.
Are you going to get recruited, Brittany, to leave East Mississippi Community College?
I haven't yet, which people keep assuming that I'm getting all these offers. I haven't yet. No one's called and offered me a job, and I'm committed this year to being here with this team and filming the second season of the show. And after that, I don't know. And I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I don't want bigger and better opportunities to come my way, because I would love that. I don't know that going to a bigger school, though, is really a better opportunity. I'm thinking maybe something bigger than that.
It's been fun to watch, and I don't know how much is shot, how much they sort of say, all right, this is what we're going to do. How much is, I don't want to say staged, but just this is what we need you to do. This
None
is
of it.
Nothing.
Nothing.
So when you're trying to get a hold of DJ and you walk out and you go, he hung up on me, and then you go out and you're like stalking him, you're going to track him down and want to know why he's not in class. So they just roll on it.
They're just rolling on it. And I think that's the beauty of it, and why it's so good and why it worked is because it was authentic from beginning to end. I mean, I had a film crew that literally just sat in here, and the amount of footage that was just nothing that they had. I mean, there's tons of hours of nothing, I'm sure, because they would just sit in here, and then when the player would walk in my office, the cameras would start rolling, and then they would just film what actually happened in my office. The things that you don't see are that DJ Law hung up on me a lot. So they just happened to get one time.
and Ollie never left your office.
He was in here a bunch. This was kind of a safe place, though, and it's that way for a lot of guys.
Brittany, I would have gone to class if I had you around.
People say that, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to disappoint you, because I actually see I can feel the disappointment when I'm watching the show, that you feel hurt when they don't do something, because the bigger picture is they have nothing else to go back to. If they don't do this, they may not go back to school.
Right, and it's bigger than that, I think. I think if they don't do this, it's not even about going back to school. It's about, are they going to end up in jail or dead, or where are they going to eat their next meal? is there going to be a roof over their head? I mean, for some of these guys, it's so much bigger than just getting an education. It's staying alive. And so, yeah, it is disappointing to me, and then they do know that. And they'll say that to me sometimes, I'm not going to disappoint you. And I don't want them to feel that pressure of doing it for me. I want them to learn that they should do it for themselves, that they are valuable, and what they accomplish in their life is they should be proud of themselves for what they accomplish, and they should accomplish it because it's prideful to them, not because they don't want to disappoint me.
I'm anxious to hear what you say when you hang up this phone on Last Chance U while the cameras are rolling. So just say nice things about me when soon as I say goodbye,
course.
and then you hang up, and then you turn to the camera, and then you just, in that sweet Southern voice of yours, just say something nice about me. All right? Is that asking too much?
Of course I will.
Thank you, Brittany.
I was freaking out before you called. I was so excited.
Congrats on the success of it, and continue doing what you're doing, Brittany.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and thank you for having me on.
All right, that's Brittany Wagner, Last Chance U on Netflix.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.